The time has come. The day is here. The day many of us have been waiting for. That day is none other than opening day here at Knoebels Amusement Resort for 2021. Welcome everyone to the first day of the operating season here at Knoebels. I have a great video for you, and I'm really happy for a few reasons. Number one, Knoebels is actually opening on time here in April compared to last year where they didn't open until July. Number two, a new ride that's supposed to open last year is set to debut this year. Number three, I heard through the rumor mill, fingers crossed, that there's a new food item on the menu that's supposed to be really amazing. Now, I am here at the park a few hours before opening. We're going to make our way around to see what updates, changes, additions, and to see what's new here at the park. Once the park does open, we're obviously going to have a lot of fun riding the rides. Like always, I will be filming the Haunted Mansion as its own separate video. But I promise, if you're good, that's if you're good, I'll give you a sneak peek of it in this video. We're obviously going to try some foods later. Hopefully we do find that new item, and you may even see a few familiar faces in the video later. So if you already have a good time, all you got to do is grab your book of tickets and come along with me for opening day here at Knoebels for 2021. Now, just like last year, Knoebels is doing what they can to keep people safe. There are hand sanitizing stations around the area. There are signage everywhere about wearing a mask, social distancing. Basically, just common sense things that we've been doing for the last year and a half. Also, too, they are sanitizing their rides prior to opening, and they do have scheduled shutdowns as the day goes on to re-sanitize, re-clean the rides. So rest assured, Knoebels is doing all they can to keep you feeling safe here as you enjoy your day at the park. Unfortunately, the flyer is not ready to be operating today. Looks like it is currently undergoing some refurbishment. Looks like the arms here are freshly painted, and I'm assuming they are going to be finishing up the work and reassembling it in the near future. I don't think it will be down entirely, but it will not be open for opening day. Next to the queue line, though, they do have some new paved sections here. This typically was gravel and stone, and they have pavement going up to the smokers area. This is nice and smooth though for strollers and to avoid any tripping hazards, but those of you that do love the flyer, you have to wait a little bit longer. Last year, Flying Turns was undergoing a major refurbishment, and it looks like the work, at least in this section, has been completed. Once we get to the other side, we will be able to confirm if it will be open this year, but it looks like they did put new wood along the whole section of track, including the station area there. So the work that was undergoing all of last season, for the most part, has been completed as far as we could tell from this area. Now, those of you who are probably curious about that new ride, well, you have to watch a little bit later in the video to find out what it is, where it's going to be. Phoenix is currently doing its test runs, running the orange train. It's always a pleasant sound to hear. But in the foreground of the Phoenix is Fandango. Great news, it's actually ready to be operating this year. Last year, for the entire season, it was encapsulated in a tarp, a kind of little cocoon area, and it never ran once last year. But it is open, looks like it's ready to run. There's a tarp up there on top of the motor. They may not be operating today, but I am 99% confident it will be operating this season. So those of you that like Fandango, good news on the way. Coming around the bend here in front of the antique cars, officially known as Gasoline Alley, is the Phoenix station. 100% complete now. Last year we did see some changes being made with the facade here and the color scheme, but now it is officially complete. They do have the Phoenix logo right in the middle. Looks completely awesome. I love the way it looks. It's very bright, vibrant, eye-catching. And now to say that the work is done, this is how it looks in the final rendition, and it looks simply amazing. Now, if my sources are correct, the new food item that I heard about is supposed to be located here, Phoenix Junction. So we will check back later and find out if it is available. Now, I do have a little bit of bad news. Prior to opening today, Knoebels did announce that they are well understaffed for opening day. They are still in need of hundreds of employees, and they're opening with what they could do today. So not every ride, not every stand, not every game will be open. It will be open with what they're able to do based on who is able to attend work today. So it is unfortunate that they are understaffed. That will create issues if they do get overcrowded. Hopefully they get that rectified sooner than later. I know that if I lived much closer and had the availability, I would come work part-time. I would love to be a ride operator. But if those of you who are looking for someone who's looking for employment and are in the immediate area, tell them to check out Knoebels. They are actively hiring and in need of upwards of 500 people. Here is the giant flume, one of 2 rides here that you don't have to wear your mask on when you're actually on board riding the ride. They don't want your mask getting wet. So if you are in need of a break, besides eating and drinking, you can ride the giant log flume, and get a brief break from wearing your mask. Speaking of masks, Lady Liberty is not wearing her mask. Which brings me to my next point. Masks are required here in the park. They're not doing any medical exemptions as far as I'm concerned. Last year on opening day, they did put it that masks are required unless you have an underlying condition and they can't question you about it. Well, people abuse that. Only maybe 40% of the people that came here on opening day did not wear a mask. 60% did not. So they mandated it. Everyone must wear a mask regardless of what's going on. If you're not able to wear a mask, don't come. Simple as that. But when you're walking around, riding, doing whatever, masks are required. Now you can alternate a mask for a face shield. They do sell face shields here for walking around, but you can't wear the face shield on rides. You will either need to wear a traditional mask or a neck gaiter like this. But there's no exemptions as far as I'm concerned. Comply wearing the mask or don't, your choice. But that is the rules here at Knoebels and pretty much every other park around here. Last year at Once Upon a Time Theater here, they did cancel the performances here where the crowd was able to join in on the play on the show, dress in props and costumes, and be a part of the act. They had a strictly puppet show last year or story time show. This year, it's questionable what's going to happen. They have no benches here, so I'm not sure what they're going to do. It may resume with costumes with a limited capacity, may not. Let's see what the marker board says here. It says, Middle Earth Marionettes presents A Tale of Spiders. So it looks like it's still going to be a puppet show. Okay, so our question is answered. It is entertaining to watch. It's a nice break to sit down. In the summertime, you get some nice shady spots here, but the active being in the play segments that they have are going to be postponed until further notice. Last year, Laser Command was closed due to the pandemic. There's no signs on the doors or windows, so I'll report back later today to let you know if it is going to be open or not. Tilt-A-Whirl is looking good as ever. I only wished I enjoyed this ride. Nonetheless, it looks simply amazing. From what it appears, it looks like Flying Turns will be open this year. The coaster train cars are on the track. There's no signs, nothing here stating it's not open, so it looks like Flying Turns is going to be operating for the 2021 operating season. A small detail here is the Roto-Jets. Looks like the yellow and red fencing has a fresh paint job on it. Looks practically brand new and ready to ride for those enthusiasts of the Roto-Jet. We're now going to make our way into the Kiddie Land section. We'll take a brief walk through there, see if there's any noticeable changes. Then we'll head towards the Galleon area, bumper cars, and back towards the front. I found another change here. The roof of the kettle corn has even more nature's carpet. One noticeable change here is the inflatable bounce house is not currently operational. It's actually all rolled up there into a pile, and I don't know when they will be reinstalling it, reassembling it. Could be in a couple days, couple weeks, but it looks like today for opening day the inflatable bounce house is not open. Back for opening day are the kiddie excavators. There's only 2 out of 4, but they are here for opening day. Motorboats are ready to go, as well as the best bumper cars in the world, known as the scooters. definitely will be taking a ride on those later. Another little update is here on the satellites, better known as the salt and pepper shakers. They received a quick refurbishment with some minor mechanical work and fresh paint jobs on the frame and the cabs themselves. One of the biggest updates coming for this year is right next to the satellite, and that is the Italian trapeze. This has been down for a couple years for repairs, for refurbishment, and looks like it is about 99% complete as far as reinstall, ready to go. Now, they do have some items laying around. I don't believe it will be operating today, but I'm fairly certain in the coming weeks the Italian trapeze will be open again, and this is one of my favorite rides to film and to photograph, even though I don't like to ride it. But good news, it's coming back for 2021. More good news is that the Skylift will be operating today for opening day. Last year it didn't open until at least closer to the end of July, maybe even August, but looks like it is ready to go for opening day here. We're now going to check out the Grand Carousel and the Playland Arcade to see if there's any new changes or updates there. Playland Arcade typically is open prior to the park opening, at least an hour ahead of time. Looks like they're still doing a little bit of work in there, so I will check back later and give you a tour of the inside. Grand Carousel should be working today. One new change they made last year, they do have two separate queue lines. This is for inside horse and chariot. This line is for outside for catching the rings. That way people in those lines will specifically be able to go to those designated horses. Now across from there is a parade of people. That is a line going to the ticket booth across the covered bridge to get their hand stamps for today. Today is buy one get one free for opening weekend, so everyone here is in line. Prior to the park's opening, there's probably at least 500 people here waiting to get their buy one get one free hand stamp wristband. But a better idea is to come with tickets. You don't have to wait in line. You can go to any ticket booth to buy them, and depending on how long the lines are, you may not get your money's worth out of the wristband. But opening weekend, there is a good amount of people here so far. Quick bonus tip too, if you haven't been aware, Weiss Supermarkets, W-E-I-S, sells Knoebels ticket books, $20 books for $16. So you go to customer service, you can save $4 per book of tickets by going to Weiss. They give you a little voucher. Come here, take it to any ticket booth, and you'll redeem it for your $20 book of tickets. Right next to the Stratosphere is some work being done. If you can't tell, there is a circular pad here being ready for poured concrete. That is because this is going to be the new home of Knoebels' newest ride, the Tornado Twister. It was supposed to arrive last year. Due to COVID, it never arrived on time, never made its debut. But rest assured, it is supposed to be opening later this year. Those of you who are curious what it is, I will put a picture on the screen. It is a pretty common ride amongst other parks and traveling carnivals. For me, it's not my particular type of ride, but it is good to see that Knoebels is adding something new for 2021. And with the work being started, it's safe to say that once it arrives here, if it's not already here, which I believe it is somewhere, once this pad is done, assembly will go up quite quick because it's a traveling ride, which they will permanently mount here. Taking a little break here by the creek side. So once the crowd does get down, I am going to sign the covered bridge. So if you do come here, I'm not going to show you where it's at. You will have to hunt for it, but it will be on that bridge somewhere at least once. And as far as I know, I covered pretty much the whole park. I didn't see anything majorly changed or updated except for the Italian trapeze coming back, Fandango coming back, and the ride pad being constructed for the Tornado Twister. Everything else has been mild updates, such as like paint touch-up, mild refurbishments on stuff. But I did cover everything that was noticeable to me from compared to last year. So now that we got the boring part out of the way, I'm gonna go get some tickets and we're gonna start riding some rides. But before I do that, let's roll a little video montage. So a little quick update for you guys. I just spoke to my informant here, the caretaker of the Haunted Mansion, and he did indeed tell me there is some changes. He didn't want to tell me what they are specifically. He's like, you're gonna have to ride it probably a few times. I said, can you give me a hint? He's like, this specific room, you're gonna notice it without even me telling you. So once it opens, we're gonna be riding it. I'll give you just a small sneak peek in this video, but to see the full tour, all the changes, you're gonna wanna make sure to watch my complete ride through of Knoebels Haunted Mansion. Also too, I did find some people here that recognized me at the park. I don't know how they recognized me with the mask and everything like that. I mean, Knoebels shirt doesn't really help. The blue hat, everyone has a blue hat, but these guys here,
it's JPVideos.
They are starstruck. They can't believe it. I'm here in the flesh and blood. And believe it or not, it's Mr. Matt PG's first time here.
Are you real?
So I am, hey, don't poke. Social distance. Virtual, you got a virtual poke. It's Matt's first time here, and I actually am really excited for him. I feel like I'm going to be like watching my kid on Christmas, see new things, try new rides, have some good food. So it's going to be an incredible day. There's also some more familiar faces here too, which they're already in line for something else. We'll catch up with them later. But I am waiting here, probably for the Haunted Mansion. I cannot wait to ride it. And don't forget, down in the description, once that video's out, you will be able to watch the entire ride through with the latest and greatest changes inside the iconic Haunted Mansion. So first in line here, well, okay, scratch that. Not first in line, first ride of the day, Knoebels Haunted Mansion. I'm doing two things in one here. I'm obviously filming the main ride through, but as promised, you guys were good. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek at the inside, at least to one of the changes that were kind of hinted to me. So make sure you keep your eyes and ears peeled. There's gonna be a lot to take in. We're definitely have to ride it more than once, but it's gonna be also Matt and RJ's ride through as well. Matt's very first time.
If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby.
But one thing I encourage you to do though, which I'm looking forward to doing myself, is watching his video, Matt's video, of not only the ride through here, but his experience at the park. I'm curious to see what he thinks of his overall experience here at Knoebels. So as always, their channels will be linked down below in the description. 20 minutes ago, the line is formed already. We staked our spot. It's growing behind us. Roughly 20 minutes to go until the first ride through for the public, but our informant took some ride throughs already doing the inspection tour, and it sounds like it's good to go. So I am more excited than ever to do the Knoebels Haunted Mansion ride through because of what he explained, what I'm going to be looking for, how much has been kind of re-altered. It's going to be a big change compared to last year, which was just having some very subtle updates and changes. All right, guys, here we go. First ride of the 2021 season, Knoebels Haunted Mansion. Let's pay close attention, see what we find inside. Thank you. Yes? You did too much. Alright, Playland is officially open. Let's go inside and see if there's any new games, changes, or additions. Right at the bat, they have a new Monopoly game here, which I've seen in other arcades. It's a good way to earn some tickets. You spin the big dice, and whatever you're lying on, you'll get that in a ticket out. That was moved where Monopoly is now. They still have the Willy Wonka coin pusher, which is one of my favorite ones to play. I could spend hours playing that right next to the Wizard of Oz coin pusher. They do have certain ones closed for social distancing, Looks like the WWE game is no longer here. They did replace it with claw machines, more claw machines. They did do some rearranging as well. Okay, looks like we got a new game here, Willy Crash. I've seen this at other arcades too. You have to launch the guy out of the cannon and make him land on a specific target. It's tricky, it's fun to play, and if you are good at it, you can win a lot of tickets, but it is harder than it looks. This area is still the same, except for now Dead Storm Pirates is back here in the corner. So that is a new location. Yahtzee, which I don't remember if they've had before, but it's standing out to me, so this might be a new game as well. Very colorful, fun to play, easy way to get tickets as well. And a big change I noticed is actually brought back an additional pinball machine. Last year they only had 2, now they got 3. Star Wars, Theater of Magic, which is completely awesome, and Monster Bash. Got the redemption area here with your items to choose from when you do redeem your tickets. New last year was Pearl Fishery. Myself and Lily played it. Fun game. Could win a lot of tickets in that as well. Aside from that, these are pretty much all the same. So that was a look inside Playland there. They have a couple new additions, some rearranging. Nothing really significant, but definitely worth checking out. It's still great that you can play with quarters. Ticket redemption, go to the counter, pick out your favorite items, and it's also air conditioned in the summer. Operation 2 is Balloon Race. It is here operating on opening day. Just got my photo card, camera card, so I'm now officially able to film on any ride that I want. So right now we're going to do the Scenic Skyway, better known as a chairlift, to get some great views, some fresh air, and it's going to be, of course, his first time on it, so we're going to be riding together, the 3 of us, and we'll give you some views from the top. Light squeeze. Coming down. There you go. Okay. We might be exceeding the weight capacity on this. This might have been a bad idea. Oh, fingers crossed we make it back on one piece. They don't have to come rescue us. So, a funny story for Matt and those of you who maybe not have heard it. When this first opened here, I was scared to death on this thing. I've been a skier most of my life, so being on chairlifts is nothing new to me, but as you could see as we're riding it, these poles are kind of slanted, almost like they're kind of facing downhill, which makes it seem like they're going to topple. So the first time I rode this with Jill and Lily, they were laughing their butts off because I was like a nervous wreck. I was white knuckling the bar here. Any sudden movements, I was like, what happened? What's going on? I was terrified. And now, years later, it's my favorite ride here, one of my favorite rides, and I could come looking back at it now to have a good laugh. But rest assured, if you're not used to these type of rides, or at least ones that have a steep angle, it can be a little bit scary.
Up there and make our way down, we'll be getting some really beautiful views of
the park. It's not the fall you're afraid of, it's the sudden stop.
Yeah.
At the end.
Behind the scenes. Matt PG at work.
Don't worry, I'm going to change it in a month anyway.
Just like you change your cameras.
I know.
Hey, how'd you like the Haunted Mansion?
Yeah. I love your channel.
Thank you. Yeah, they're fans. Yeah, so if you want the
extended view,
high-rise view,
Extended height view,
check out RJ's video. So in all seriousness, this is the reason we wrote it, for this upcoming view right here. Once we get past this pole, you have a great overview of the park, of the Ferris wheel, Impulse, the pool, Twister. Everything is just incredible from a distance, and just, you can't beat it. It's just the best place to ride, to come, to enjoy the park from a distance.
no, we're not.
All right, so thankfully the cable held. We made it back down in one piece. We're about to depart the Scenic Skyway, and we're gonna probably get some food next, because I know he's hungry and my belly's making some noises I never heard before, so I need some food.
making our way down. We did not exceed the weight limit in this ride, so
Go straight out. Have a good day, guys.
thank you.
It almost took me out. So our group is continuing to grow. We already have RJ and Matt, and now we have Nick and Nikki at Nick's Crossing.
Hey, everyone.
They waited over 2 hours to ride the Impulse and got but Nikki got to ride, so she's the salvage of the two. Opening day is a crowded one. There is lots of people here, and they actually have multiple booths open for people that are buying tickets and wristbands. And even with that being done, there are lines out the wazoo. I am glad I brought my tickets ahead of time. One problem that we're noticing is something I mentioned earlier, is that they are not running at full staff, which means not every ride is open. So with less rides open, the rides that are open are having longer lines. So even though it is crowded, lines are long, it's still beautiful weather. It's great to be out here, and you know, it is what it is. You just have to come to expect to have to wait a little bit longer during these times. Okay, so thankfully they have the food item that was rumored to be here, new for 2021, and it's right here in front of me. You ready to check it out and have a bite? This is the butter garlic bacon burger. It's a butter garlic burger with cheese, with bacon, lettuce. It does come with a really nice bun. I got an order of fries and a tiger tail, which is like a pretzel with cinnamon sugar and some other goodness on it. So I'm gonna get myself set up. We're gonna dive into that and try the new butter garlic bacon burger. There it is. You guys ready? First bite. There you go. All right, I can't wait to try this.
Same.
Oh, that is good. I can taste the garlic.
That is good.
This is gonna be my new favorite food item here at Knoebels. It's a really good burger. It's juicy, a lot of flavor. The bun is nice and toasted. And the only thing I didn't put on it was the tomato, but it tastes so good. Lots of flavor. Really, you know, something you need, you know, when you're at a fair or at a park. A nice juicy burger. The butter garlic sauce is just the icing on the cake. It's pretty awesome. Well worth the $8 price. So Matt got the same thing. What do you think of it?
It's delicious. Love it.
Would you get it again?
Absolutely.
And we'll wait for RJ to take a bite of his and find out what he thinks.
It's like choco.
The man's hungry.
Take two.
All right, here we go. Pretty good so far.
So it sounds like it's a unanimous yes that we all enjoy the burger. It's almost like good comfort food. You know, it just tastes good. It's enjoyable. Puts a smile on my face. Fries are nice and crispy and crunchy. And I do have the tiger tail for dessert. So I'm gonna finish the burger and fries, and then I'll share a little bit of this with you guys. So down the burger and fries without a problem. It's now time for dessert. The famous tiger tail. If you like cinnamon sugar, you'll love this. It's warm, a lot of flavor, really sweet, but it's really good at the same time. It's like a soft pretzel, but on the sweet, sugary side. It's really, really good. There you go. Save me some, come on. Quick update, Flying Turns is not operating today. They do have the sign up now. Sorry, we are closed. Don't know if it will be operating in the near future tomorrow or next weekend, but it looks like it is ready to go. We have to keep checking back to see when they actually will be operating. Is that Santa? Santa? That is about to be us pretty soon. And I would say us going on the ride is Nikki, Nick, Matt, and somewhere up there is RJ. Don't know what the seating arrangements are going to be yet, but nonetheless, we're going to have a good time. And you guys will be mounted right here, so we'll have a first-person view. Once we get on board, we'll take you down Knoebels' giant log flume. Well, as you can see, guys, we are in the log. RJ's got front seat. I'm taking up the back end. Woo! Oh, my hair! There's a chance we may get wet. Oh, we escaped. You're gonna get wet! You're gonna get soaked. Oh. Oh my God! I didn't know I was taking a bath today. Oh. I said it's wet t-shirt time. The old woman. She lost her license for reckless driving. I want Granny's car. Out of my way, youngster. I'm getting Granny's. Alright, we're gonna do some damage. Those guys better watch out. Out of my way! Only person I didn't get was RJ. Let's find one more new addition here. It's right here at the Pioneer train station. A brand new John Deere tractor, but don't be deceived, it is not real. It is constructed out of wood. They did a really nice job on it. And looks like it's brand new with the paint job, nice and clean and shiny. And it looks quite fitting for this area here, right behind the Pioneer train shed.
Yeah.
Right now we boarded the Pioneer train. All aboard! All aboard, we heard the signal. We're riding in the not so commonly used diesel unit here. And we got the first and full train car. It's Matt, myself, RJ, Nikki, and Nick. So let's take in the views of the Pioneer train ride, a 1.5 mile round trip here at Knoebels.
You guys from wide angle here, get a good shot of the park. bridge here. We're coming on to the roller coasters here. Do a wheelie. Everybody. Oh.
Hey, you fit?
Yeah, just made it. And like you saw in the beginning, guys, with the first video.
So they got a new fence here. That's brand new for this year. Nick, you need one of these for your house.
Yeah, I need one of these. Need my entire backyard.
I'll be there every day to play with it. That's where all the cool kids hang out.
A cigarette?
There's a purple train on the Twister, which means blue should be somewhere on the track. And there's quite a line for the Twister. Going up the lift hill right now. I like the Twister, but I will not wait in that line.
Yeah. Alright, everybody, well, that wraps it up for this video today. I want to thank Jay, RJ, Nick, and Mickey for all coming out today to the opening weekend here at Knoebels. Like I said, my first time here. We're finishing things up here on the little railroad. There's the other train going by here.
High five! High five! I got one! So RJ marked his name on a few planks, so did Matt, so did myself, and so did Nick. So if you come here, look for them. If you find them, take a picture and feel free to share them. Okay, last ride of the day. We are here on the giant wheel. Largest wheel in Pennsylvania. And we barely made it on because the park is half open, half closed, depending on where you go. So the park was supposed to close at 6 p.m., but they did state on their website and Facebook that if the park was really busy, they may stay open later. We asked one of the employees in the gift shop, and she says, as far as we know, we're staying open until 7. Well, at about 6:15, we tried going to the Phoenix, try going to the Twister, try going to the chairlift. No one's even there to go, So now we're on the Ferris wheel.
3 times the charm.
And that's the only ride that we're able to get on. Try to salvage what was left of the day. And I'll give you some views as we go around. And then once this is over, I will share my final thoughts at the end. Now Nick did wait in line for over 2 hours for that and was not able to ride. They didn't open on time and they ran into some other issues, so that was a waste of a start of the day.
That was an for me.
Yeah.
It was a for Nikki.
Let's see. No, I don't see the JP mobile anywhere. It's somewhere out there. Review on a Ferris wheel. It's the first of its kind.
Oh, I see yours. It's a 60-foot Madison boxcar.
1926
Passenger car.
Passenger car. It's got Cosmo and Dexter on it too, which I just noticed. And I actually do have some goodies down here too, which you'll see in a later time. That'll be the first time ever 2 guys bringing train cars on a Ferris wheel. First time for me coming to an amusement park buying train cars.
Expensive train cars.
Very impromptu, but
We're going the other way.
yeah, why are we going the other way? I think it's our weight. We shifted the gears.
She said no.
We overloaded it.
I guess I gotta get out.
Who's behind us here? They're making a lot of ruckus. Whoa! Jeez, we really picked up speed. What the hell? That's a little scary.
I'm usually not scared.
Wow.
That terrified
Hit the brakes. There's grown men who are scared. Whoa, we're like rocking here too. Holy crap. Now I am scared. What? Wow. It's out of control.
Only in Pennsylvania.
This is the last time I'm riding this thing. Holy crap.
Last time we ride it all together in one car.
Speed is one thing, rocking back and forth is like
Did
terrifying.
I tell you?
Wow. They like put it into overdrive to get it going. Now it's squealing. What the heck?
So
All right,
the last ride.
guys, this may be my very last video ever. It was nice knowing you.
Nice knowing you all.
May not survive.
Let's turn this into a thrill ride.
So,
Here's the last footage of us alive here on the Ferris wheel.
Last known footage.
It is terrifying.
Holding a train.
This is where it started. This is where it'll end.
Yeah, it's Nick Upperly.
All right, we got one more spin. We thought we were getting off, but they put us beyond the threshold. And we got another spin at least.
I just wasn't expecting it to go down as fast as it did.
Oh. Sure.
You're hearing it down there.
And now it's getting windy up here.
Whoa.
Whew. Look at his little baggie blowing in the wind. I'm trying to get some footage here, and I don't know if we're coming or going. What the hell?
We're going.
All right, I'm confused now. Oh, wait, we have to go down that way to get that way. Okay. This is my first day filming. Ooh.
You got this, dude.
I think we're gonna be it. Oh god, we're gonna turn out right here. Oh no.
We are cruising. I am so thankful to be on level ground. That was terrifying. I don't know what happened. That thing wins like ludicrous speed. That was nuts. All right.
I'm usually not afraid of Ferris wheels.
Were you scared too?
I grabbed the center thing. I'm usually not afraid. I love Ferris
He was
wheels.
clutching it like a newborn baby.
I like grabbed the center. I was like, huh, no.
And RJ's like, this is cool.
Look, it was going so fast it damaged your box.
No.
And the bag was going like this.
No. All right, we're gonna round ourselves up here, collect our thoughts, and I will probably see you back in the car for my outro and final thoughts on this crazy, hectic opening day here at Knoebels. So I do have some thoughts I want to share, both good and bad. I'm gonna get to the bad first. Not really that bad, but things that did stand out to me. Number one, this has probably been the most crowded the park has ever been, at least when I've been here. I know the park does get crowded at times, especially during the Covered Bridge Festival, where they do have the vendors. I know it gets crazy packed, but for opening day, this is by far the most packed opening day ever. As far as capacity goes, I'd imagine this main parking lot was probably full. I don't think they had any room to spare. Not sure if they used any overflow parking lots, but the main parking lot easily would have been full with the amount of people. Now, me arriving early to do my walk around, I got here around 10:15, 20 after 10. It wasn't that busy. You know, I'm maybe 5 rows back from the front, so I got here early enough. It wasn't crowded. But soon as 11 o'clock rolled around, the line was across the covered bridge for wristbands and tickets. And from there on, the line went all the way out towards the carousel and beyond. It was ridiculously packed by noontime, and everything started growing with the lines, with food, with rides, stuff like that. So the main concern is that it got really crowded, which caused long waits for rides, long waits for food. Now, I did state earlier that Knoebels did announce they are understaffed. They are looking for several hundred more employees. So not every ride was open, not every food stand was open. So what was open was jam-packed with people, which caused, we waited over an hour for bumper cars. We waited over 30, 40 minutes for the train ride, which typically never takes that long. But again, limited staff, maximum capacity, it made for a rough time. Thankfully though, I will say on the positive side, being here open in April, it's still comfortable temperatures. It was in the 60s, maybe approached 70. Humidity was comfortable, so the mask, even though I don't like it, it was tolerable. I wasn't overheated. It wasn't like being here in July when it was hot and sweaty and humid. So being here in April was much more comfortable wearing the mask. About 95% of the people were wearing masks. There were people wearing the mask below the chin or no mask at all. I did see people getting in line for rides without a mask, and employees were saying you must wear a mask. So they'd pull out of their pocket, put it on, and then take it off when they're done. Rules are rules. I can't say who should do what, But if you're coming here, come to expect that they do have rules and protocols. So I would advise, please, adhere to them. Don't give the employees a hard time. I heard on Facebook too that people were complaining about the waits for food, the waits for rides, the waits for a lot of things. And I don't know what you're expecting. It's opening day. People have been wanting to get out of the house for a long time now. It's a gorgeous day. It's going to be busy. The one last negative concern I have is that the park was supposed to close at 6 tentatively. They did state publicly that the park may stay open later based on crowd. The park has been crowded all day. After 6 p.m., all the rides still had lines. By about 6:15, we went to the Phoenix, and as they stated, the lady's like, nope, we're done. Went to the Twister, nope, we're done. I went into the gift shop to pick up my items that I bought, and she said, yep, we're staying open until 7. That was at about 6:25. Well, I don't know if there was miscommunication or what, but some rides stayed open. Some they wouldn't allow any more riders to get in line. So the Ferris wheel was still allowing riders. We got on that. We're able to ride it. But as a whole, as far as what's new, changes, updates, there's not a whole lot that has changed except for the new ride foundation being put in and to see the Italian trapeze being put back, Fandango ready to go. But I did notice too, flying turns, as I thought originally was completed, it's not. There's still more work to be done. I'm going to roll some footage now where I went on the other side, saw that inside the luge there's still planks of wood. There's still work to be done on flying turns. I think it will be operational this year, but it wasn't ready to go today. The flyer, not ready to go, but should be up and running soon. Italian trapeze, I'd imagine within the next couple weeks. And everything else is going to be based on staff. So if you do come here tomorrow, the next weekend, whenever you do come, just be patient, be understanding. Knoebels is doing what they can. They are a family-owned, family-run park, and they do strive on making everyone happy. But obviously, some things are out of their control. Other than that, though, myself, RJ, Matt, Nick, and Nikki, we had a fantastic time. It was a great day here. Despite the lines, despite the crowds, we had a good time. In a perfect world, I would have liked to have ridden a bunch more rides, but what we did ride was fun, and we had a great time, made a lot of memories, and hopefully a fun video for you guys. Knoebels, though, for the Haunted Mansion, I advise you to watch that video when it comes out. It will be out sometime after this one. They did some significant work in a couple sections of the Haunted Mansion. I'm not going to give away spoilers. I did share a sneak peek, but make sure you watch the full ride-through. I did do 2 ride-throughs of it to try to show you the most, and even with that, there's still stuff I missed. So that was a fantastic change, much more done than the last couple of years. So I was glad to see that they did step up and revamp the ride. Lastly, I do want to thank all the people that you saw in the video. Matt, being his first time here, I hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait to see your video. RJ for coming out, and Nick and Nikki. We all had a great time. And again, all their links will be down below in the description. If you have any questions based on what you've seen today, feel free to reach out. I will do my best to answer them. I will be back again in the future to do some more updates and share what has been taking place since our opening day visit here. But hopefully things do kind of work themselves out. I do have faith. Knoebels has been around for a long time. They know what they're doing, and now that we're in the second year of a pandemic, they're doing what they can to make it work. I'm just glad they're open, glad to see people are coming out, and hopefully people can be understanding. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. The items I bought from the gift shop, you will see in a future video. I did spend a lot of money today, spur of the moment. It was an impulse buy, but it's okay. You got to treat yourself once in a while. Other than that, though, I can't wait to see your comments and to see all the other videos from the park. I just can't say enough good things other than the little gripes I had, which are just part of everyday life. So, all right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Did you say lotion?
Yeah, if someone mentions lotion, I'm jumping.
Puts it on the skin. We're crossing the streams.
I shall banish you to Hoboken, New Jersey.
Okay, so this turnaround point is very pivotal. It's known as the continuum transfunctioner. Not only does it turn you around and make you get back down, but it turns your world inside out. Hang on.
Me right round, baby, right round like a...
Oh! Ah! Ah! Okay, we made it. You know what really gets to me is when people come to this park and graffiti the bridge. Wait a minute, I think I know that name. That looks like Matt PG. You know, when I see him, he's getting a good spanking. Taking a nice views of the creek here, and there's another one of those friggin' taggers here. Sir, this is not allowed. Just because others did it doesn't mean you
the marker.
Oh. Shh. I know we're supposed to say that.